Well, some big developments involving renovations at Hogan Park in Midland. Today, the City Council voted no to a deal with the Permian Basin Quality of Place Conservancy. That deal would have let the private group run the park for 25 years, but the city would still have owned it. Christina Burgess tells us more about their decision to just say no. Christina.
Well, Crystal, like you said, they did say no today. It was a 4-2 vote that was not unanimous. Well, it had the chance also with no one of the city council members that was not there present today. This vote still went through. Hogan Park was at the center of discussion at today's Midland City Council meeting as a decision needed to be made on whether or not the city would move forward with an agreement with the Quality of Place Conservancy. With some residents in favor,
I asked that you would vote for this agreement.
Others were not.
And this situation is anything but transparent.
I felt like there was uncertainty in the long-term terms. I felt like it was going to be very costly for the citizens of Midland, and I felt like the rules weren't quite clear about how it was going to be charged to the citizens to use, and I felt like it's just not a great idea right now.
Elio Rosa gave public comment before council on why he was against it.
It is great when private sector comes and wants to help, but as one of the ladies said today, she said they can donate directly to the city hall. Why go through a mediator or somebody in between that could generate some shady areas that we are not for, we as citizens.
And before the vote that resulted in a 4-2, final thoughts came from council members who appeared split on their decision.
I believe this is a benefit to our community, and it should not rest on the back of taxpayers when we have contributions for it in hand.
I found out, and there's more information, that it can be done without a third party. I've talked to donors. I've talked to other donors and all of that type of stuff that said they would give to a city.
There are other ways to do it. We did plan to do it in stages, and that can be done. The Conservancy is now seeing why it has to be done in stages because they can't get the capital to do it all in one shot. So I'm just wanting to communicate to you, the everyday person, the information that you've been wanting, and you haven't received. And that's why I will vote no on this.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now here's a little bit of background. The overall price tag to renovate Hogan Park is $55 million. That's for everything that was in the plans. But a pared down version would have cost $30 million as it stands. The Conservancy did raise $28.5 million off private donations, and the city has pitched in $10 million. According to City Council member Dan Corrales, that money will not be lost.
The money that we appropriated is for work that we've already been doing. So the $5 million that we spent has already been spent on making improvements and design. So we can continue with that. It's not lost. The $28 million they've raised, there's some people like Diamondback that said that they're not going to give us the $2.5. And so that we'll just have to see who's still willing to, we have to reach out to those donors and find out who's still willing to contribute to it, and then figure out what the plan looks like for the city at that point.
And we'll continue to keep you updated as we learn more on this Hogan Park situation. Crystal.